Hello everyone, and welcome back to today's analysis. As now, for the 109th episode, I will analyze none other than John Carter, the titular main protagonist of the 2009 book and the 2012 film with the same name. Was a Confederate soldier who lost the Civil War and eventually found himself on Mars, where he became a champion. John Carter's story is an incredibly unique blend of both sci-fi and history. And in this episode, I'll analyze all that we know about him through both the book and the film, to understand John Carter and how he emerged from a war veteran on Earth to the champion of Mars. And now, let's begin. Jonathan Carter was born somewhere in the southern United States in the early 1800s, and he eventually became a soldier for the Confederate States of America during the American Civil War. But of course, throughout the state conflict, he had a wife and a daughter who he dearly loved and cherished, but they were officially killed by the Native Americans. And after the Union won the Civil War and Confederacy collapsed, John has become some sort of an outlaw in the Wild West. And by 1866, he tried to be recruited back in the military, but for him to reject, was chased to a cave by his attempted recruiters, where he managed to shoot and kill. But he also met a Turn, an immortal being from Mars, who John managed to shot dead and take his talisman that ultimately teleported him on the red planet itself. When John was officially captured by an alien species known as the Tarks, and he eventually became their champion. And soon, John now finds himself in the middle of a conflict between the Blue Kingdom of Helium, who wanted to preserve life on Mars, and the Red Kingdom of Zodanka, who wanted to crush all its enemies and became the sole civilization of Mars. And here, John officially met and fell in love with the Helium's princess, Deja Torres, who managed to save him during the battle and eventually saved her from the Tarks, and they soon find themselves on the river of Icy. And they find out about the turns and the fact that they are manipulating events on both Mars and Earth. And soon he found himself into the company of the Zodanka, in which Deja officially made peace and agreed to marry with their prince, but John was officially kept hostage. And throughout his captivity, he met a Turn face to face, who explained to him their master plan to manipulate the events on both Earth and Mars for their own benefit. But soon John managed to escape from the Zodanka and find his way back to the Tarks, managed to earn their loyalty and rile them up in order to get back to take down Zodanka and save the princess, and eventually to save all of Barson. And now before we continue, we will stop and ask ourselves, is John Carter good? And the reason why I'm asking this is so it's undeniable that he's a good and honorable person, and he wants to do the right thing. It should be noted here that he used to be a Confederate soldier and held the CSA during the Civil War, as well as the fact that he literally helped the CSA to prevent slavery from being abolished, and likely commit various war crimes across the conflict. However, John eventually managed to change his mind afterwards and become much better as a person overall, as well as the fact that he genuinely cares about others. And while he himself pretty much is a killer, given the fact that he has no problem in killing others for his own survival, he's still pretty much mostly out of self-defense and justified. Not to mention that he himself now seeks to save the people of Barstrom in order to officially save the planet from the Thurs. And thus proving that the answer is ultimately yes. John Carter is a good person. A good person who made mistakes and lost loved ones and ultimately managed to learn from them. And in the end, he succeeded. The Deja Torres was saved, the Zodanka has fallen, and Helium became the last bastion of life on Mars. Well, of human life, to be more exactly. And now, John Carter himself became the Jedi of all of of Helium. But soon, like all good things, officially will come to an end as the Turn find his way back at him and manage to teleport him back on Earth. And now, waking up on Earth in 1876, John has spent the next 10 years of his life to find a Turn and a talisman to find his way back on Mars. And soon, by 1886, he officially passed away, and he seemingly left all of his fortune to his nephew, Ned. But of course, while Ned wanted to open the crypt after he found out about his story, it's revealed that John Carter is still alive and used Ned as a bait in order to lure a Turn to him so he can gain his talisman. And now, he led all the possessions he had on Earth to his nephew while he himself went back to Mars, back to his brand new life. So in the end, who was, or possibly, judging by how the time passes on Mars, who is John Carter? He is nothing more but a simple man who often made mistakes and lost loved ones throughout his life. A man that will ultimately grow up as a person and will become a hero into an entirely new world. a man that could easily be called as one of the most unique protagonists I ever heard about. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe, and have a nice day.
You let me know when it gets dangerous.